Welcome into another Big 12 win total video. We're almost done with the Big 12. About halfway through, we're going to be almost done. We're just kind of the big boys left when we're done with today. We'll hit the SEC, then the Big 10 after this, after the Big 12. Talking about the Iowa State Cyclones. This is a team that has a really good head coach in Matt Campbell. It's a guy I respect a lot. And they have a lot of returning production on this roster. I don't think a lot of people know about this. They have a lot of returning production from this roster. I think they have at least top half, maybe top three most production returning on the roster than any team in the Big 12. So I think this is a big year for Iowa State, a year to turn a corner, a year to definitely go bowling at least. Let's see, the win total is at 7.5, which I think is a fair number for the Iowa State Cyclones. Let's see if we can get to 8 wins. They start off week 1 against North Dakota. I have as a win. That is at home. I have as a win. Week 2, they're on the road against Iowa in the Cyclone game, or Hawks, Cychawk, whatever they call it. Big rivalry game. Iowa growing up, I've just always been heard like, Iowa's just going to win this game. It's just Iowa always wins this game. It doesn't matter if Iowa State's the better team, right? That's what you always heard. But I'm picking Iowa for the sake of this video. But if there's a year where Iowa State can win, I think it is this year. Because I think catching Iowa early in the season, I think is so big. Just because I think Iowa recently has had problems at quarterback. McNamara's not doing well. There's rumors that he might lose the starting job. So I think catching Iowa early when they have a new offensive coordinator, their offense hasn't clicked fully yet, which their offense never clicks fully yet, but this year it might have to a little bit. I think this is the year you kind of can get them early. You can upset them early. And I think Iowa State, with more chemistry now as a group, as a unit, could get through the Iowa Hawkeyes. It sucks it's on the road, but I think they can get through them. I'm taking it as a loss, though. Bye week 3, week 4, they're home for Arkansas State, I have as a win. Week 5, they're on the road against Houston, I have as a win. And week 6, they're home against Baylor, I have as a win. That's one F Group of 4 team and two Big 12 teams that are arguably two of the worst Big 12 teams. So I think you have to go 3 for 3 there. This team ultimately can start 4-1. They could start 5-0 realistically, this team. Week 7 on the road against West Virginia, I have as a loss, although that is a winnable game for Iowa State, but I have it as a loss here. I think they're 4-2. Week 8, they're home for UCF. I have that as a win. They probably split those 2 games right there. They probably either win the West Virginia game or win that UCF game. I have as a split, so I have them at 5-2. Week 9 is their second bye. By the way, 2 early byes is not great. I don't love that for Iowa State, but ultimately, the schedule could have looked a lot worse here in the beginning half of their schedule. Week 10, they're home for Texas Tech. Texas Tech is a question mark team right now. They're also dealing with some injury concerns. I'm taking Iowa State to win that game as of today. Week 11, they're on the road against Kansas. I think Kansas on the road, if everyone's healthy, is going to be tough. I'm taking Kansas in that one. 6-4, I believe. 6-3 here for the Cyclones. Week 12, home for Cincinnati, I think has to be a win, although by that point Cincinnati could be really good, but I think that has to be a win. This team is 7-3. Then I think they split these last 2 games. They versed the best 2 teams in the conference according to the odds. They are week 13 on the road against Utah, which I highly doubt they are going to win. Utah is lights out at home. And then week 14, they're home for Kansas State. Kansas State is not some awesome team. Like I get the 9.5 win total. Their schedule is really easy. Someone has to pick them off somewhere. And why can't an experienced team like Iowa State, and you know Kansas State's going to need this win, you know Iowa State's going to need this win, this could be for both of their win totals right here. I'm taking the home team in the Iowa State Cyclones. Give me Iowa State. 8-4, I think, is the most likely win number for the Iowa State Cyclones. And even if they lose that Kansas State game, there's a lot of games here that I have them losing that they could win. At Iowa could be a win. At West Virginia can be a win. At Kansas can be a win. Those 3 games all are winnable, and they can very easily at least take one of those games. I am taking over 7.5 for the Iowa State Cyclones. I have not bet this yet. Now, there's a lot of juice at a lot of books. FanDuel actually has the best number, over 7.5 for -115, but BetRivers has -155, right? So obviously over is the shaded side. I think that is the right number. I think it's either 8 or 7. I think 8 is slightly more likely than 7. I think that's what BetRivers is showing. That's what FanDuel is showing. Number just looks right to me. I'm not betting this number. I think this is a chance to be a really good season for the Cyclones here, and a chance to make their fans really, really happy. I think it should be an exciting season for both Iowa teams here. This rivalry game between Iowa State and Iowa should be really fun. We are taking over 7.5. If you want more Big 12 win total videos, there's a playlist on my channel. You can hit the subscribe button too while you're at it. They'll all be there. There's also a playlist for all my win total videos. They'll all be in there, so you can go check them all out there. The ones that I'm betting will be in the title that I'm betting. I'm Josh Wissey. Thank you.